Hey everyone, Irix Guy here, and this is the 2012 Chevy Silverado extended cab. It's not the biggest cab, it's the size down from that. The bed is 6.5 foot. Now when these trucks are assembled, they don't come with protection underneath the rear wheel wells rather. And as you can see there's a lot of stuff exposed. And I mean, if you plan to keep a vehicle for a while, you want to really take good care of the underbody. And fortunately, there's a solution for this, and it was not very expensive at all. It's a product made by a company called Rugged Liner, and you can see here these are the materials that came with it. And I'm actually about to install. They're called the Rugged Liner Rear Wheel Well Inner Liner. So there's one for the back right rear and one for the back left rear. And there's one of them there, you can see it. It's a piece of plastic. And anyway, we're going to do the installation right now. Here we go. Okay, so the first part of this is to actually open the kit that came with this. And there were two of them. I've got one on the other side. This is the right rear. And there is a difference, so keep that in mind. So looking at the instructions, and be sure to put these in the safe place. But looking at the instructions, it seems to be a somewhat simple process. There's both Espanol and English. I'm going to go for the English side. Instructions, step number 1. It says please read instructions carefully before starting the installation. One person can do the installation. And it says starting on the right side, mount the wheel well liner marked as RH. Okay, so I need to see if this is the RH one or the LH. Okay, and this is really hard to see, but I see it right here. It says RH. It's on the top, right off to the middle. So this is the right side of the vehicle in the rear. Okay, so that's step 1, identifying that. I've done that. The next step is to be sure that the upper section of the plastic liner is mounted behind the flange. So if you look in here, you can see there's a little recess in there, and it's got to go behind that. Now they say you can do this with the tire on or off. Now I'm not a mechanic, so if I tried to take this tire off, it would definitely be a disaster. Fortunately, I can put it in there without taking it off. So it says push it in there and get it behind you. So I'm going to start like this, and be careful not to scratch your paint when you do this. But just kind of position it in there, and now you can see it's in there. And you can see this right here. All of this needs to go behind this, what they're referring to as the flange. And that'll be pretty self-explanatory when you look at it. But just kind of got to push around on this. And you can tell it just went up in there pretty far. Now that popped in, you can see there's nothing sticking out. That's the metal of the body right there. But this has still got to go in. So when they're saying put it under the flange, this is what they're talking about. So just going to kind of go around and get all of this tucked in. And this is just the underbody of a wheel well, so you know there's obviously not paint or anything like that under here. Now this bottom part right here, be careful with your fingers, because it would be easy to really mess your finger up on this thin metal around the wheel well. We're almost there. And it popped in, it gave a really reassuring snap. And just double check and make sure that it's completely in there. And to do so, just make sure that that's the body of your vehicle, not the plastic. Now, the good thing is that's already really secure. So it says my next step is to, using a drill socket driver, install one self-taping screw. Black self-taping screw. It's got a diagram on the top of this that explains what these components are. So one self-taping screw in each pre-drilled hole of the plastic liner into the sheet metal. Now that's actually, those screws are here, and on this 2012 Silverado there's not already a hole within the sheet metal. So based upon how sturdy this already seems to be, I'm going to bypass that screw because I don't want to screw a hole or drill a hole into the structural integrity of my truck. But I am going to go to the next step, which is using the other screw type and put in this top part, because there are holes there already in the sheet metal. So I'm going with the assumption that that will be enough to hold me in place there, you know. But I got to figure out which screw, and this part's not really. It says using a drill with socket driver, install one self-taping screw in each pre-drilled hole of the plastic liner into the wheelhouse sheet metal. So that's figure 4. What I'm on is actually step 4. Be sure to use the 3 holes drilled in the plastic, which those are the ones on the top. And be sure they're aligned with the pre-drilled holes in the top of the wheelhouse. Install one plastic push pin in each hole. So the push pin is the one right here. It looks like a little pin with a plastic washer or something around it. So there's 3 of these. There's actually 6 total because there will be 3 for the other side as well. What I'm not using are the other screws, the ones that would actually have to damage the structural integrity of my vehicle, and I don't want to do that. But I am going to use these, and you can look in there and you can see the holes, and you just see it, and then you just push it. I mean, I did it with my fingers, and I don't have tough hands. So if this is any indication of how easy this install is, it's really, that one's a little bit tough. Okay, it's going in. So it's in too, very reassuring slide there. And then this other one, and the hole's already lined up. So I'm gonna put it in there. And there you have it. You can see how secure that is. And this is not a part of a vehicle where it's going to try to fall out. So I was very impressed with the installation, and it was simple. Now there is one more step, and I don't want to bypass this. Care and maintenance procedure, or care and maintenance recommendation. And it says to protect the appearance of this product, wash with soup and water. So I'm going to quickly clean the wheel well. I'll be right back. Just wait there. So I've got a can of chicken soup, and I got a water hose. And actually I'm not going to do that because I know that was a typo. But I will say this procedure was extremely well written. They do need to fix the soup part though, because I don't know how many people will remember to bring a can of soup with them when they install these wheel liners. But I'm very impressed. Simple process, and good job guys, couldn't have done better. This was easy to install, and I'm not a mechanic.